Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Just some things in the greenhouse before we go outside. These still need to be potted up. These are butterbush, like bush squash. And then I have a bunch of stuff that's going to be hardened off here pretty soon. Eggplant, peppers, and probably a lot of this stuff will just go over to Foxwood. I am going to try, there's a big volunteer group tomorrow, Monday. I am going to try to get a bunch of stuff planted. I have flowers like these, and I have a lot more outside. So hopefully that's just something we'll get help with this week. And depending on how much help I get, you can see we planted up a bunch of tomatoes that were in plugs. We might do the same thing with basil, which got started on there. I do have some seeds in here that need to be sorted. Again, this might be a task for this big volunteer group coming in tomorrow. But I'll show you outside. Okay, we might start harvesting the fennel. Like if you look at the side of that one, it's pretty full. So some of these are still looking really skinny, but I think we'll start harvesting out just the bigger ones. Let's see, in here, a bunch of this stuff is what I'm hoping to get planted out tomorrow. A lot of this stuff just needs to be out of the containers. This is something that's lower priority, but the herb garden is kind of out of control, and things could use trimmed back. This is the winter savory, the oregano, the thyme. I'm not sure if this is this might be chamomile from last year, because I had a few things in this section up here. I do want to trim back this plant, which is feverfew, just so it's not crowding out the other things. Like this pineapple sage is barely getting any light, so that's something that can be worked on. I'm hoping to get rid of a lot of these tomatoes this week. I have someone coming to pick them up, or at least pick some of them up. Ooh, these need to be watered, I'm just noticing. These are the plugs of mint, lavender, and basil that we'll keep working on, and I really need to water all that stuff. So I'll do that. I have 3 empty beds that had ant mounds in them. I treated them, and I think they're gone now because they just would not go away. So we can now plant those beds up. I think they're all supposed to be tomatoes, but we can check in the book inside just to make sure I'm remembering that right. But if you see the empty beds, those definitely need to be planted tomorrow, Monday. This bed of pole beans is just starting to germinate, so we'll keep watering that until these all germinate. This bed is still the plants that I am setting aside for our garden. I did notice there's quite a bit of nibbling going on in here in these pole beans, and I think this is roly-polies. At least I saw one, so I'm going to put a lot more sluggo down in this bed, but just something to keep an eye on. If you see things like right here, and usually it's where the leaf touches the soil, those get nibbled on pretty significantly. That's probably like slugs, snails, roly-polies. I'm actually seeing some roly-polies eating on some leaves right now that I'm looking at. So that must be what the problem is. So keep an eye on that. Let's see. Yeah, there's an empty bed here, here, and then that other one that I showed you. So those will get planted up. Let me see if there's anything else in here. Those are the big things. I will be here on and off this week. My kids, it's my kids' last week of school, and then Friday we are leaving for vacation. So I sent a couple of you an email about the vacation schedule. Keep in mind the food bank is closed on Monday, Memorial Day, so don't show up then. But yeah, I'll touch base with those of you who are here on a regular basis. And I think that's about it. Thanks as always for your help, and I hope you all are doing well. Have a good one. Bye.